All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. How are we doing, John?
Good. Tim, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Good morning. Good morning to you on the other side of the world.
Yeah, thank you, man.
I'm holding it
Good
down
evening.
here on the East Coast for everybody.
I'm on the East Coast too. I'm in Goa right now. Goa, India, southeast.
Are you moving around, or are you in primarily
We
one
doing some of that. Was in Mumbai, and this is more south. I'm now at the touristy beach area now, so which is nice. But everybody's freezing back there. It's warm here, and now I was in the ocean yesterday. The ocean's probably like 84 degrees, and
ooh,
it's about gets up to like 88 here during the day, so things could be worse.
that sounds very nice right now. It's a 41 topped out here today. So
Yeah, ouch.
88 sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Um, I'll just remind everybody that we're here live with Jack McKeag from libertyaidacademy.org. You can get his McKeag Mastery Trust on that site. Check it out and all kinds of information. But the best part about tonight is that you can ask your questions live.
Yeah, also it's possible to jump in here and go live with us as far as on video and stuff. And the thing that really lets everybody know that what we're talking about is okay, unlike everything else on social media and not on social media and everything else really in every country everywhere. Everyone else has a fairy tale. They have a made up story, they have a marketing plan, and Liberty Aid Academy has proof. It's actually the only place you're going to get this much proof of any place in the world. So it's really fascinating that we have so much proof. Did I lose you, Tim? Oh my goodness. I hope this is working here. I've been having trouble with the internet. I hope I'm not having trouble with Tim on the internet. Uh, my goodness. I'm in the show, so maybe I lost Tim. But what I want to say is, we have proof. You should check out our testimonials. We've got more testimonials than any school, any lawyer, any accountant, anyone really, anyone in the area of finances. You just have to trust them. You know, it's like, no, you don't have to trust us. You can look at all our proof. So I guess we did lose Tim because I'm not seeing him on here. He kind of froze up. Anyway, I noticed that Tim gave the um, name to the show "Power Given by the IRS," but it's really status given by the IRS. So I hope this live stream's coming through. But it's really status given by the IRS. Um, So, what is the status that is given by the IRS? Well, you get the EIN, and the status given by the IRS is 501c3 status. A lot of people call that having a nonprofit. Not actually accurate, but that's the programming words that people hear and use is, oh, I have a nonprofit. And if someone asks you, oh, you have a nonprofit, you just say yes because of their programming. But it's really the IRS gives 501c3 status to this trust. And it's also a special kind of 501c3 status. It is non reporting, meaning that you never have to fill out a form to the IRS. You never have to report anything, never have to, explain your money, add it up, nothing like that. You don't have to give any information to the IRS. This trust has special status over any other entity type. Uh, so let's say oh, I have a business. You know what I'm saying? You have an LLC, a C corp, whatever, something like that, and you're like, oh, I have these rules where I'm in business. Well, and then other rules. Oh, I'm doing this personally. So none of those rules come into play with this trust. Doesn't matter what you do financially. It never matters. None of that matters. And so you can do anything you want financially with this trust. And you never report. You never pay the IRS. You never fill the IRS gives this status, okay? So, and it's given when you get the EIN. So there's no application process past getting the EIN, and there's no reporting of any kind ever past getting the EIN. I hope he's still in here. Maybe he'll show up again. That would be great. This trust is very unique like that. Also, this work is copyrighted. No one's done this before. If you're seeing somebody out on social media saying, oh, hey, you know, you could get a trust to do X, Y, or Z, they've actually stolen my copyrighted work. And that's everyone giving out a trust on all social media. Everyone has stolen my copyrighted work. Every single one of them, whoever's talking about a trust, whatever school or so on, I probably taught them, and they've stolen my work. So you want to interact with a bunch of liars? That's not going to be good for your financial outcome. It's not. And really, let's just say everyone I've ever seen doing this work out there, none of them even have a college degree, and all of them stole the work. None of them have a college degree. All of them stole the work. So, you know, what we have to do is the yardstick that I use and I've always used in my work is my tagline, proof up or shut up. And if you don't have the proof, if you just have a good story, if you just have a fairy tale, well, then you shouldn't be listening to anyone that speaks about X, Y, or Z. They're just telling a story. You should have the proof. And that's why our testimonials are so meaningful. Not just mine. I prove that I do this work first, and then I've given it out and teach it to many other people, and we have testimonials to that effect. So I guess I'm in here. So maybe I did just lose him. I don't know where he went. I'm hoping he is going to return. Let's see if I'm able to
Hello, hello. It looks like Jack left the room. Hello, hello. I don't know if Jack left the room completely and is going to try and come back in himself. I can see you, but not John. Yep. Let's see if we can find Jack. Go back over. I know he got up early for this. We'll see if we can get him back in the room. I'll go through the classroom, heartbeat app. See if I can invite him back in. It was, I believe, my fault. My computer needed to be reset or something, so I had to shut down and go back. We see, what does that say? We see and hear you. He was looking for you. Yes, I'm sure. I don't know what happened here on my end, but I got bounced out, and so now I'm just looking to hello, looking to see if I can get him back in, because apparently my computer's back up. I'm taking a look inside the app and see if he's back. I will throw an invite out there to see if I know somebody, Andrew, wanted to come on, if that's possible. We'll see if he's available, but I just posted that link into the show. And let's see. Now I'm into there. I'll message Jack. Tell him I'm back. I'm back. We'll see if he can get that in time and jump in with it. Hey Tim, I can come on live. In the meantime, like I said, I would last week. Yeah. I mean, I'd love to have you on. I hope Jack tries to come back in. I know here comes Andrew.
Hey, Tim.
How we doing?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
Well, besides the technical difficulties, I'm doing all right tonight.
Awesome.
I don't know what happened. I'm sure it was my end. I think I checked my phone. I saw Jack live, and people were saying we can hear you, but I had jumped off. So I tried to get back in as quick as I could.
Yeah, I heard him say maybe if I try something, and then he clearly clicked something, and it's taking him somewhere. But hopefully he'll be back here pretty soon.
Yeah, I just sent him. I believe. Yeah, it's the same link. So if he tries to come back in the room, we'll see. But the stream is obviously still live and going. So we'll see if he hangs around a little bit. But I mean, while we're on, you have I don't know if I can answer your question, but if you got a testimonial, we're streaming this and we can save it.
Yeah, I can just give like a impromptu kind of testimonial. I was hoping today to be a little bit more organized, but I came home and my wife decided to like deep clean the house, and so I'm kind of off in the corner of the room here in my bedroom and making do on my phone here. But I gathered a couple of things. One of the things I have here, because Jack was talking about it recently, my college degree. So.
Nice.
There's a certification that I got, and it's in social sciences. And I was actually planning on going to law school when the whole COVID thing happened.
Sure.
And I was like approved to go through the VA, and then finances kind of fell apart, and we ended up having to move out of a condo we were living in Texas. And my wife and I moved in with her parents, and well, her dad, her mom passed away. But anyways, long story short, it kind of led me to researching financial wellness and finding trust, Jack's work. And so I purchased the course at the end of 2021 and started the work, early in the spring of 2022, and had a slower start to everything. And then, things started picking up. The first trust I opened was opened in Florida. I followed Jack's instructions, and that he mentioned something along the lines of like you can use your house, or if you want to get like a business address. He showed, I think it was like Regents or something like that, that website. And so that's actually what I chose to do at first. But through trial and error, I've realized that the trust is actually like a simplification, right? And through like kind of that neuro-linguistic programming stuff, we tend to overcomplicate things. So like I wanted to have this, this business address, viewable from the street with Google, and, big fancy website and everything. And it just, as I've been going, I've been realizing the trust really helps simplify things. And the more simple and less steps you can take to achieve your goal with the trust, generally the more powerful and effective it is. And so my first trust, I'm actually in the process of dissolving it. Jack answered some questions on the Heartbeat platform recently about how to dissolve it in Florida, and sending in some communication to the IRS telling them, the EIN is no longer going to be in use. So I actually closed the bank account to my first trust today, and kind of like in fleshing out that process, and we'll share that here soon on Heartbeat as to what the experience was for me. But my wife and I, on the first day of this new year, signed a new trust, a new ministry trust, and yesterday we opened a bank account for it. Nice. And I was going to share a little bit more of the proof for that. Here's a certificate of trust that we got. And I was asking Jack last time about this certificate of trust, and I found it can kind of be like, there's the notarized page for it. I found that this certificate of trust can actually be a powerful tool when opening up a bank account.
Sure. On
the Heartbeat app, and the previous app before, when it was on the Liberty Aid website, said something like a lot of people were discussing running into problems at banks not liking the trust because it was common law. And it's not that the common law trust is not legal. It's that people just they don't understand it. And instead of taking the time to understand it, they just want to go with the script and deny, Right. And so what you can actually do with the certificate of trust is you can basically put all the identifying information from your trust onto it without actually having to hand over the trust agreement to the bank. And so like on mine here, it has the names of the trustees, the name of the trust. And the only identifying thing about what kind of trust it is that it's irrevocable. They just want to know if it's revocable or irrevocable.
Right.
Common law, statutory, they didn't really seem to care whatsoever. And that, I didn't care to share that information with them because it didn't seem to matter. Right. Mm-hmm. And why give them more information? Yeah. That can just complicate and confuse people. So, it has the trustees' names on it, the address, and you sign it and notarize it. And I was able to open up a bank account yesterday here at a community credit union called On Point Community Credit Union. And we didn't give them the trust agreement. We gave them the EIN letter, and which technically we didn't even need that, but I wanted to make sure they had it in their records. That's the one that's kind of important. And then we gave them this certificate of trust that I just found a template for, the simple one online. And 40-minute meeting, and we walked out of there with and I'll show you here the member agreements. Make sure I don't post my social security number on here, but I wonder if I can flip the camera around here, if that's possible.
Well, we're not going to read the document. You're just
Okay. Yeah. Totally. Yeah.
Just a
So
quick flash of what you handed in and stuff.
yeah. So this is On Point Community Credit Union, the member fiduciary signature card, which you sign when you open the trust. And yeah, it took about 40 minutes, and it was a pretty smooth and simple process. And really thankful to Jack, because he's really patient as you're kind of working through the little hiccups, and have like the little, almost like the kindergartner trust questions. And I feel like, after doing this now for almost 2 years, I'm beginning to understand the general trust theory, and I can just kind of apply it myself as I go and find, little advantages that then I can later share with other people. Of course, after I do it myself, and get the proof, and that tends to be one of the big arguments, in the classroom. Are you showing the proof? Well, it's like, well, I'm not even bringing anything up anymore in the classroom if I haven't done it myself and got the proof. So anyhow, that's my little testimonial. Thank you to Jack. I wish I'd found it earlier, when all that PPP helicopter money was flying around, but I got in right after that, and I'm sure it worked out how God wanted it to work out for me. So
yeah, absolutely. No, that's great. And I have a little bit similar experiences. I was joined up at the end of 21, I think it was, and then it took me a couple months to really dive in and make it happen for me. And then in 22, I started to get my real estate commissions paid into the trust. So I was excited about that. And and it's been working ever since. So why mess with something that's working so well?
Yeah, absolutely.
But like you said, it the most challenging part was going into a couple banks, and I did go into Chase, and he recommended Chase, and because they have a signature card and all that kind of stuff, I can't break into Chase here in my town. I tried 4 different branches, finally went to the local bank, and then I went to Charles Schwab. Still haven't opened a Chase account, and that's what I'd like to eventually get into. And now maybe that I have accounts that are a little bit seasoned, maybe they'll take me back or something. But that's the next step I want to do, is get the trust set up in a major bank where I can get a credit card and stuff like that set up for the trust. But excellent. Yeah,
maybe
donations only.
You should try that. You should try the certificate of trust method. Maybe instead of handing them over the trust agreement, make a certificate of trust, that has the EIN number, says irrevocable, and then there's no trust agreement for them to review or to deny, like through their legal team. I know I called Bank of America the other day, because Chase I don't think will have me right now. I don't even want to try it, because I've recently submitted the debt forgiveness stuff to them, and so to their credit side.
You're
and
flagged a little bit.
I might be. I don't even want to kick that or poke that bear right now. But I called Bank of America and asked them, called in, hey, and I called their fiduciary and trust team. Like, instead of calling the main bank, I called this other side. And I was like, hey, I don't want to open up a bank with you guys, or a trust with you guys, but I wanted to know about maybe banking with the trust I already have established. What kind of things do you need? And they told me that they would accept either the trust agreement or a certificate of trust. And I'm wondering, whether Chase might accept one of those certificate of trust, and then doesn't say common law on it. They don't even get to read the indentures of the trust because it's private, so.
Right.
Yeah, it might be an advantage.
That's excellent. Yeah, well, I don't know if you did you submit that in the classroom for Jack to look over?
The certificate of trust?
Yeah, the sample of what you did.
Not yet, because yesterday was when I
Oh, you
used
just
it.
did it
I
yesterday. Yeah.
haven't had time to sit down yet. I was planning on maybe doing it this weekend or
Yeah.
on Monday, kind of scanning everything in and submitting a little bit of the proof and telling Jack what my experience was, because I feel like if it was that smooth for me, just kind of stumbling upon using the certificate of trust, then some other people that are a little more seasoned might figure out, you know.
Mm. I don't know if that's me or not. We lost Andrew. Something's glitching up tonight. I do not know. But from what I can tell, there's still 14 people watching. Andrew's back.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going around.
Yeah, it's a day of technical difficulties. I got a call in the middle of it, and apparently the phone doesn't like a call. But yeah, what I was saying is maybe people who are a little more seasoned with the trust, you know, people that have been students for a while, they can figure out, you know, how to hack Chase a little bit better, so we can all get in there a lot faster.
Well, I mean, I just love the point you made that, you know, the less information you give them, the easier it is for them to make the decision. You know, if you give them more information, they'll just cloud up their thinking and just be like, you know, oh, this is too much or too different.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you give them the
Yeah.
minimum amount of information and just say, you know, I don't understand why you need more than this, and
Totally.
and just get them to, you know, make it happen.
Right. You just give them the identifying information and let
Right.
them open it. You know, keep it like, I think, to basic chit chat, you know. Oh yeah, the weather's real nice outside. Gonna pick up the kids from school after this, but besides that, you know, like if you start talking about 501c3, 508c1a, you're opening yourself up, you know.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine, him and I opened up a trust together. He lives in New Zealand, and he ended up having to come here and do it with me, because when he visited Hawaii for the summer, he went in and was going to open up an account there. And I was like, "You're the only person I've ever met that has come out of the bank with more requirements than when you walked into the bank." You know, he was like, "Yeah, they want the IRS determination letter," and I was like, what did you even say? That doesn't even matter. But you start talking too much, you know, and you get nervous. That makes them nervous. There's no reason to be nervous. Just, you have a trust document. It's protected by God. You have the EIN letter. Just hand it over, and they'll get it done.
Yeah. Matt R says, I used the certificate of trust at US Bank and they never requested the actual trust document. So there you go. Sounds like a good strategy, and I might have to try that next time with a local branch, if not a Bank of America, with the head back to a different Chase again and see if I can make it happen.
Yeah.
But
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, go to one in a different town, a little bit further away. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like when I've been opening up the accounts and I did this like right at the beginning, I more or less don't want to go do the opening of the accounts at the branches I'll be banking at. You know, I like it to be like, you know, I'll drive 20 minutes, 30 minutes to open it up, you know, at a different branch. And I also found that, and I kind of shared this in a conversation with Jack before we switched over to Heartbeat, that I found when you take it slower, there's like less problems. When people just walk in off the street with a bunch of documents in their hands, it seems that the turnaround rate where they're sending people back out the door is a lot higher than, you know, what I like to do is call the bank and ask them, hey, you know, who opens up your trust accounts and how are trust accounts open? Some banks open them up as consumer accounts. Some banks open them up as business accounts, or either or dependent. Some of the fees are all different and stuff. And so I call in and talk to a person, you know, and then I'm like, okay, well, if I'm going to open up this trust account, what are the required documents? And they tell me the required documents. And I say, okay, well, I'll give you a call back when I have them together, and I, wait a week, and I call that same person back, and I'm like, hey, you may remember talking to me. I gathered the documents. Just want to verify this is what you need. Okay, awesome. Do you think we could maybe set up an appointment? Then, they set up an appointment. So by the time I'm walking in and seeing them face to face with the documents in hand, I seeing them or having a third interaction with them now. It's 3 times
Right.
that we've chatted. They're more comfortable, and like I told Jack when we were talking in the classroom once, is like, if you do it right, it almost seems like the banker thinks it's their idea.
Mhm.
Let them do most of the talking.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Ali's asking, why did you dissolve your first trust? If you want to
Oh,
answer
because
that part.
yeah, when you open it up in Florida, you have to have a registered agent with a physical address in Florida, and I closed down the office probably about a year ago. So I haven't had a physical address for the registered agent. It didn't seem like it was, that big of a deal, but to keep the trust, all above board and everything, I thought, it would be best for me to close that one down and use a method where I didn't need to have a registered agent physically in the, or, I was never physically in the state of Florida, but I had a physical address to be registered agent, which was the requirement. And so I've used the method that actually Dee Dee found of, using the statement of trust in Colorado. It's like, it was $1, but now it's like $20. You don't need a registered agent there. And so I just used my home address and, kind of learned there to not complicate things. It was a little more complicated opening it up in Florida as well. So opening up more trusts there just didn't seem like it was going to be a method that I wanted to use, because it's snail mail and all of that. And so now I have everything with my home address, and I register in Colorado.
Nice. It looks like Russ is saying that Jack is live on his other channel. So I don't know if we want to go over there.
Oh, sure.
Say hello to him over there, and I'll shut this down, or I don't know if he'll want to jump back in here, but I will.
All right.
If you give me a second, I'm just going to message him before I shut this off. But
Sure.
thank you very much for your testimonial. I appreciate that, and this is recorded, so he'll get to see it, and we'll
Wonderful.
put that out and everything like that. But he'll hear all that.
Awesome. And I'd love to do one that's a little more formal in the future.
With Andrew. I'll see if just gonna see if he hears that.
Yeah, lots of technical difficulties tonight.
All right. All right, he's going to stay over there, so I'm going to go over and watch over there. I thank you very much for jumping up, and maybe we'll get
you're
to
welcome.
do it again next week.
Awesome. Sounds good, Tim. Take care.
All right. Thanks. Have a good one.
You too.